What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Second Avenue Podcast. I'm your host, Jonathan Aris.
I'm your other host, Elijah Ancia. Damn, it's been a minute since we've said that to each other. Um, uh,
One literal minute.
yeah, um, yeah. I mean, we're back. I mean, we literally have not ended the Zoom call we're on, so a little weird here, but yeah, we got my top 10 concerts this week. Of course, last week you had heard Jonathan's. Obviously, just great picks there. We've never really gone through like top tens like this, so we've talked about favorite moments, stuff like that, so I kind of had an idea what his was going to be, but it was great to finally hear it, and I'm glad you guys also heard it as well. So
Love sharing with you guys. You witnessed the moment I realized I did not have Baby Keem on that. Maybe an oversight on my part, but I think everybody that was above it was deserving. I've seen a lot of good people, so it's definitely no knock to Baby Keem. He had a great show. There's a couple other people I guess I'll give quick honorable mentions to. Got to show a little bit of love to Kenny Mason. Kenny Mason had a crazy set at Lollapalooza. It was, the first rap show I saw after COVID. So I was just like, oh my God, I think anybody would have been crazy at that point, but he had a great show, brought out Red Veil. So that was a super dope moment. Uh, every time I've seen Mick Jenkins, he's had a great show. So he's definitely one that's up there. And then obviously Keem. And then I got to show some love to Freddie Gibbs. Just saw him at Lyrical Lemonade Summer Smash, but very, very close to one of those spots. I think if I saw him at his own individual concert, he'd potentially be up there. So yeah, but I'm definitely ready to get into yours today. You've been to a lot of Rolling Louds. You've been to some other shows. You've seen a lot of crazy artists, some that I haven't seen, some that I have. So I'm excited to know that now that you've already known what mine are, I can kind of talk a little bit
yeah.
about it with you versus last week where you didn't want to play your cards yet. You didn't want to show your
Uh-huh.
hand yet. So, well, let's get into this. What is your number 10 here?
So this is the third person I saw Lil Uzi Vert. Third time I saw Lil Uzi Vert. The first time in New York, it was all right. It wasn't really vibing with it too much. It was just like an okay experience. Second time in Miami, same thing. The third time in New York, man, what a fucking show. Like this is, I mean, kicking it off here at 10 feels wrong almost. Like just like it's a big thing I said last week. Like the videos that I've gotten, like this may be my favorite videos I've gotten. Like in a
Mm-hmm.
concert, like the lights are going crazy. It was right after Pink Tapes. Like it was an all around great show. And this is the third time I saw him, so I wasn't really expecting too much, but then Final Fantasy, that's one that hit. Money Longer, Sanguine Paradise, like it was just great show. And third time was the charm for Uzi.
That's fire. Yeah, you definitely have some crazy videos from that. So, I'll give the little plug now. That's going to be on the Instagram. So it's tune into at Second Avenue Pod. The day this drops, we'll put up an Instagram post of some clips from Elijah's show. Mine will be on last week's if you haven't seen those already. So go tune into that. I like those songs you shouted out. That was like my thing with Uzi. I liked Uzi. I knew some of the songs. He played a lot of hits, and they
Uh-huh.
was like the 2016 hits. So they were just everywhere. Everybody knew those songs. But the one that like stands out to me from that time, he played Pull Up, his feature on Wiz's song. And I was like, oh, that was just going crazy right then. That was the one where I was like, I'm bumping this like every day for a minute after that. So yeah, crazy. Great set was there from Uzi on yours.
For my number nine choice here, this is one that like this is fucking like you had said last week with the weekend. This is somebody you've listened to since eighth grade. This was Two Chains. So we got Two Chains in Miami. The only time I've seen Two Chains, that was one that was like on the list where it's like I need to see Two Chains. It's not like I'm gonna go buy a ticket to his concert or anything.
Mm-hmm.
But just from back in the day, based on a true story, like this is
Oh
one
yeah.
where I was like, this is gonna hit because of that. Like no lie, in person, that was fucking something I've been banging since like fifth grade. Fucking
Crazy.
just on the iPod, like hearing that in person was I felt so complete. And he had a great set as well. It was hot. It was like one of the first sets of the first day, so it kind of just like it was. I feel like at all these festivals, you kind of have that realization, like, oh, I'm here, like, and
Oh yeah.
this is my Rolling Loud Miami. The first time it was, oh yeah, this is Miami. This is what it's gonna be. And yeah, I mean, Two Chains was phenomenal. I felt like it's like one that's I don't know. Like I guess it's surprising that I would make this list maybe to like the outside person, but I mean,
Yeah.
2 Chains was fucking.
Yeah.
I had the whole based on true story bought on my iPod at the time. I
Oh
was
yeah.
a little broke like fucking kid, so that
Yeah.
was big to buy a whole album. So.
Oh yeah. Two Chain's definitely a real one there. The time I saw him was at Chances Festival, and it was him and Lil Wayne together. They did a College Grove set. So they did the College Grove songs as well as some of their individual songs. So that was definitely a pretty unique one to see. So Two Chains, that was another one. Like when he spent like Bands Make Her Dance, I'm Different, all these songs like that got like the stadium going.
4
So I
a.m.
can,
But yeah.
oh yeah, that was after that festival, but I'm sure that got the crowd
Oh
going.
yeah.
So I can only imagine like how it gets like a festival crowd going versus like a baseball stadium. It's kind of tougher to get people moving in like a baseball stadium like that are they have seats, or at least they're like standing with rows separating them. A pit at a festival, I'm sure he's got some hits that just make everybody go crazy.
For my next one here, we got Future. I'll just for number 8 here.
Oh,
In Miami. This is the first time I saw him. I saw him in New York later that year. Whew, Future was like just fucking. I mean, he's got such a great catalog, and just the way he did the concert and everything, it was just perfect. So he brought out Dirk during that at some point there,
mm,
so that was pretty cool. This was after before Travis Scott had done any live performances, so they had speculation was someone's bringing out Travis this weekend going into Miami. This was day 2, yeah, day 2, and the Rolling Loud, Tariq, he had said, we're not bringing, Travis isn't allowed at the venue, blah, blah, blah. So, okay. So
mm.
the dream was kind of dead, but I always held that hope. And so after he brought out Dirk and everything, I'd started moving to the back a little bit. I was like, I'm kind of tired, it's fucking, 12 o'clock or whatever it was at the time. And so I'm walking back a little bit, but still watching the show. And I get to like the middle, and you just see the fucking Cactus Jack logo flash,
Oh,
and then hold that heat. Just
ooh,
my god, that was just one of my favorite moments ever. I mean, Travis Scott's one of my favorite artists ever. So to see him back, at Rolling Loud, because right before, well, I'll get into all that later, I guess. But yeah, because Travis Scott's on a slot here. We'll talk about, but yeah, I mean, just and this may be like my favorite video I have. It's just like a little 6-second clip of Antidote, and just the flames going up, the fucking crowd
oh,
going nuts. That'll be in the IG. So
that's dope. My two takeaways from that: one, yeah, you're talking about like you're tired and stuff like that. I've never done a festival for more than one day, so you were a warrior. Hats off to you. I cannot imagine the toll that takes on your body, especially like
um,
I'm only 25, but like I cannot imagine doing that anymore.
yeah,
I
it's
could have
like
imagined it at like 19 or 20, but no shot anymore.
yeah, I hit 3 Rolling Louds in a year and a half. Like that hurt my body. Like
Yeah.
even now I see it. I'm like I don't even want to really go in the pits anymore. Like
Mm,
it's such a grind, but like I mean, what I've been able to experience in such a short amount of time has just been insane. So,
for sure. And then my other thing is that you said Tariq had said that, oh, Travis is not coming. I like that he did that because at some point when everybody's like, oh, this is happening, it kind of loses it. They're like, oh, it
uh,
is gonna happen. So I think you can kind of say that. I guess him saying, it's not gonna happen. You're like, okay, he's just saying that so people. You're playing
well,
mind
yeah.
games at that point. Like you're either thinking, okay, he's saying that because it's actually the truth, or he's saying that so that when it happens, it's more of a surprise. Either way, though, he definitely got some people thinking with that tweet. So shout out to him at least for making it a little bit more of a surprise than it probably was going to be.
Ooh, number 7. This is like still one I just get goosebumps on. So this is Rolling Loud New York the second time around. We are at the second night. I'm it's ASAP Rocky. So I'm like, I had just got done with Uzi, or no, Uzi was the first night. I can't remember who I had gotten done with where I was like, okay, I'm just gonna chill in the back. Like I kind of just want to experience rock like this set, just get some great ass videos from the back here, just have some great camera work. So fucking this, you just hear this chopper going, like, and you can't see anything. There's this big group of middle, or so I'm in the back past even where like the split is between the left side and the right side of the crowd. And you just see these fucking people in white shirts, white masks jumping in the middle of that little divider, I guess. And so there's this little like ladder Segway thing to the left of us, nobody paying any mind to it. It's been there all week. And fucking, they just all bombard this, rush this, and fucking, you just see all the lights by me turn. And ASAP Rocky is, I wouldn't even say it was 10 feet. 10 feet feels like too far. And fucking, just so he's playing, it's the song or intro or whatever he had at the time. We're still unnamed because he did a lot of unreleased shit.
Uh,
And he just fucking yells ASAP, and just fucking all the lights, just crowd just moving that way. That and just, I mean, inexplainable, because I'm like, I don't really want to fight my way to the front to be that close. So I was like, I'll just chill in the back. And wow,
the
that was
best decision you
insane.
ever
Yeah,
made.
yeah. I mean, brought up Glorilla. I brought a lot of New York artists, drill artists. There's a lot of unreleased stuff. I mean, Lord Pretty Flacco hit, of course. And then to top all this off, fucking jumps in the crowd. I mean, maybe 5 feet from where I'm at. Just, I have the craziest video of ASAP Rocky jumping right in front of me, just getting swarmed. Obviously, iconic moments from Tyler Creator had a cake
Yeah.
of that. So, um, damn, that's just that's like just that's the best moment I've ever had at a
Yeah.
concert. So that was crazy. And then like the pictures I got were just, they're my favorite pictures I've ever taken at a concert. So
Fire. Yeah, that's definitely one of the most jealous I am of any of your moments. Like, I haven't seen ASAP Rocky at all yet. He's definitely been one of my guys for since I was like a freshman in high school. So he's one I want to see, and it's definitely very cool that you got to see some of those unreleased songs because now hopefully when they come out on Don't Be Dumb, you're gonna be like, oh yeah, I heard that
yeah,
one,
I
heard
was
that
bumping
one.
that a year ago.
You're
Yeah.
an OG. Like, oh, you ain't heard this one, you you sleep. So
Rocky
we'll
sent me the
see.
file. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Uh, yeah, no, so we'll see. I'm definitely ready for new music from Rocky. I think we've been saying that for a minute on the
Mm.
pod, but yeah, dope moments there for sure. Shout out to
No,
ASAP.
my
Always.
only complaint was they cut his set short.
Mm,
He just came out later, or whatever. But New York was super strict on that. So,
yeah,
but my only complaint, but obviously that moment will like, yeah.
yeah, for sure.
So,
And also seeing ASAP Rocky like in New York, like
uh,
that has to be crazy as well. I've seen Chance, Kanye, whatever in Chicago, but seeing a different rapper from a city that like they're from has to be just dope.
number 6 here. This is why I had kept, I did save my Travis Scott thing. This was Travis Scott's last concert. I mean, before the Astro World tragedy. So this was the last normal
Mm,
concert. This was so crazy, so surreal at the time. He comes in at my number 6 spot. Damn, like, so I'd never been to a real, I'd been to the Kanye listening party, stuff like that, but I'd never been to a festival before. This is to close out New York. My last set I did there the first year around, and I didn't know what to expect. Obviously, you hear Travis Scott, you hear like these crazy crowds and everything. That, I mean, it's just different. Like, that is
it
the
is.
craziest experience I've ever had. Um, fuck, just the way his set was set up. They fucking drop down a thing. He's fucking got is like Utopia type shit at the time, and he comes out to Escape Plan, which was a days before it
Mm,
released, or I think the week before it had released. So, I mean, that was dope to hear that. And then Gotti, Goosebumps, fucking. I mean, just literally, just his set list was so crazy. The crowd was so crazy. No Bystanders was another great one.
ooh,
Um, I Gotti at the time was just, I've been bumping
you
Pop
love
Smoke.
Gotti.
Yeah, yeah. Like Jonathan that was right coming off the summer where if Gotti was playing at the park, I'm prime Kobe out there, like just
Oh
pulling up from
yeah,
wherever,
your
just doing whatever.
closer. Yeah.
Um, but yeah, geez, that's not been 2 years. So that was like my first concert experience, and like, I mean, the only way to explain Travis Scott is it is different. And
It
just
is
it just fucking moshing with random ass people, and I mean, it's just such a great vibe for that one there. Yeah, I
crazy.
just, fucking thinking about it's just, I haven't talked really about that one since then. So
Yeah, that's crazy. We both had Travis Scott at number 6, so consistency here among us. Yeah, I remember after I saw Travis, that was back when I still like actually tweeted on Twitter. If you follow me, I don't really tweet. Like, I'll get one off, every year or two. Like I get that phase where I'm like, okay, I'm gonna tweet, and then I just don't. I'm not a Twitter guy anymore. But anyway, I remember I tweeted after the Travis Scott concert. I said, I never use the word shook, but like that's the only word that can describe how I feel right now. Like getting in the car, just like soaking wet from sweat, fighting for
That's
my life for an hour and a half, seeing people get pulled out, girls passing out.
dude,
It
yeah.
not
People
just
just drop
girls,
like fucking
anybody, but yeah,
flies. Like
yeah.
it's crazy. Yeah. So for my number five one, this is gonna be, I mean, a surprise, I'm sure, to all of you. We got 50 Cent on here
Ooh.
in New York. This is like another one, a rapper in his city. He killed it. Like this is one of the best put together sets I've ever seen. He brought out the baby, he brought out a boogie, brought out ASAP
Mm.
Rocky with the blanket on. It was a really cool moment for the baby. That was his first appearance since Miami, when he had gotten canceled, jumps in the
Ah.
crowd, all that. Um, fucking 50 Cent brings out G Unit, all, I mean, just all this shit. It was like, it's one I don't really haven't like fucking didn't think I was gonna make it this far up to the top, but that was like my first night in New York, last set, and it was pretty fucking cool. Like that's one I'll never get to see again, or never
Uh-huh.
go to like a concert on my own to see 50 Cent. So I'm just really glad that I got that moment.
Yeah, that's a pretty unexpected one. I thought once we got past Travis, I was like, okay, we're getting like, superstars today. And, 50 Cent, obviously a legend, but would not expect to have had him this high on the list. But I definitely understand your reasoning. Dope. Brought out all those special guests. That's another one of those things where kind of just those like intangibles that, even if you do see him again, you're not going to see all the surprise guests and all that kind of stuff. So that's probably the best experience you could ever have with him.
Yeah, no, I mean, just so fucking cool. Like it's like someone, my parents were listening to. So it was
Yeah.
like weird, but it was like, I'm here at Rolling Loud. I gotta go see 50 Cent. So really dope headliner there. Number four, got Two Phone Baby Keem. Saw him in
Ooh.
St. Louis. Ooh, this is just I mean, you were there, Sammy was there, Lauren was supposed to be there. We gave her a ticket to my boy Nick. And like this is like one on the day that was just like so fucking exciting. Like I remember I'd worked half a day and I was like, I could barely work. I was so pumped up
Yeah.
to go to this concert. We had been bumping the Melodic Blue for well over a year at the time, Family Ties, like shit like that. So and this like did nothing, but it didn't disappoint like whatsoever. It
Mm-mm.
was, I mean, everything I expected. I'm fucking right there right at Baby Keem. Some great videos there and everything, of course. And then Masha with my boy Nick was crazy too. We got
Yeah.
like second row fucking, and then just coming out of that, just drenched in sweat. I could wring out my shirt nearly. And
Different.
yeah, no, Baby Keem was very good. He was good in concert, and then the crowd, it was just like such a smaller venue, so it was a good vibe. So,
Yeah.
um,
I feel like you've been to so many of these festivals and stuff. That's, one of the ones, just a different one in a small venue. I love the small venues. Like I love going to these festivals, but small venues are unmatched. Being able to be that close, even if you're a little bit further back, you're still so close. I Yeah, will always prefer a small venue show over a big festival if it's possible. But yeah, that Baby Keem one, not having on my list, like the more you talk about it, I'm like, oh,
yeah,
you know, but he definitely killed it. That was a great show.
yeah, like
Um,
his set list was like everything you'd want out of that. I mean,
oh yeah.
it was perfect nearly. So,
Oh yeah.
all right. I mean, we talked about Baby Keem. We got to talk about Big Cuz. We got to talk about Kendrick Lamar.
Oh,
In Miami right after Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers had dropped. So he's got the Jesus crown with the fucking blood coming
oh,
down. Whew, he brings out Baby Keem. I mean, brings out Kodak for Silent Hill.
mm,
And that's just one where you are watching, one of the best artists in the world. It's, these Tyler the Creator, fucking Kanye West, like esque ones. Like, I mean, it's just like everything about it was perfect.
mm,
Crowd was a vibe. Crowd wasn't too crazy or anything. And then Kendrick on the mic, man, these top three are like just, I mean, what they did in concert was just, I mean, it's a lot of these other ones, or a lot of just any of these concerts you go to, it's kind of, you kind of get a little worried, like how are these people going to be actually in
yep,
concert? And Kendrick was one that did not disappoint. Neither was number two on my list. Neither was number one. So,
yeah,
you're fresh off seeing Kendrick, and I'm glad you did. I
yep.
feel like he's just like everything you almost expect in concert. So,
He is. You got a little bit better outfit choice from Kendrick. When I saw him, he had like it was a blue fit, and he had these shorts on, and they were huge. They were like down to his ankles, damn near. So I definitely take the Jesus Crone over it just because that'd be cooler. But um, No, yeah, Kendrick, before I saw him, I was like, I can't imagine Kendrick just like talking to the audience, you know?
Uh,
I just imagine him rapping, doing his song, going to the next song. He did though. He could, Chicago, I am K, K dot, okay, llama, all that, whatever. So he was talking a little bit. Um, Not as much as some other people I've
mm.
seen, but you know, more than some I have seen. So yeah, definitely a good spot for Kendrick there. And you got that Keem
Yeah,
appearance,
that
and
was.
I think that would have bumped it up on my list, obviously.
Yeah, whenever you were talking about yours last week, I was like, I got that moment. So that was just
Yeah,
something just surreal. Wish I had my Crody there with me. So,
yeah.
number two. This I think you said it last week. This is the best rapping performance I've seen. We got King Pusha T. Just I mean
Yep.
everything about his performance. His rapping, his set list. They were so perfect. The stage that he had going on. He was on one of the smaller stages, and wasn't too big of a crowd. So I'm right in the front, fucking going bar for bar with Pusha T. I swear, he like you said, he has those moments where fucking you were looking at him rapping. Me and him had a couple of those moments. Diet Coke specifically, and then neck and wrist and another. Um,
Fire.
yeah, it was just tough. I was holding up the rap album of the year T-shirt, and that was one where I felt it is the best timing. It's almost right. I was peaking at the time for me, and Pusha T. I mean, at the time, like he dominated my Apple Music replay last year. Like I put a crazy amount of hours into him, so that was one where I was like, oh, this is finally paying off. I'm finally hearing the moment.
Oh
Pusha
yeah.
T. And it was just crazy set list. Had my boy Mauricio there with me.
Fire.
And yeah, I mean, you've seen Pusha T as well. It's just like such a great performance. And maybe not the crowd or everything's what as crazy as these other ones, but like just I mean, what he's doing out there is insane. So
No, yeah, the music is at the same level, if not better than all the other ones I've seen. Like he just runs through these songs and you're like, I've been listening to songs for so long, so much that it has to be good. And his performance is on par with everybody else rapping wise. If not better. It's definitely better, actually, I would say. And the thing is, like, I might not even gone to see him, but IDK opened up for him, so I was like, okay, I gotta go. And I'm so glad I did because that Pusha T performance was just different.
yeah.
Uh, Killed it.
Yeah, and then at the end, the highlights of it, bringing in, the good music, bringing in,
Oh yeah,
you know,
the Runaway
Runaway,
verse.
and then
Oh
Don't Like, that was fire too. So, I mean, just such a well put together set list. I mean, ours were almost identical. So that's like one of the only
yeah,
ones where we could say it was like we saw the same show nearly.
yeah,
So,
yeah. Basically, I just watched his set at Lollapalooza on Hulu, and it was like the same set too. So I'm sure that crowd had to be going crazy. They had him at Perry's stage, which if you've been to Lollapalooza, that's like the EDM stage, but he
mhm.
closed that stage. So I don't know what that vibe was like. I don't know what kind of crowd was there, but the set list was like the exact same. So I'm sure when he got to those like good music hits, they had to be going
It's
crazy.
crazy. For my last one here, I mean, nothing will ever top this. This is like the best culmination of crowd, environment, rapper, what he's doing on stage. We've got J. Cole. I mean, this is coming off the off season. It's fucking just pouring rain at the time, just drenched. Like I fucking don't know how many inches of rain or whatever, but I mean, I felt like it close to 3 inches. Like it was just fucking just pouring for like I swear like hours upon hours beforehand.
Yeah.
And they're getting his basketball hoop set up. The fucking flame lights up around it as soon as he comes out, and that just I mean, you could see it. I mean, still in the videos on stage of like just how much it was raining. So he comes out to 95 South. He comes out to the off season, some of the newer shit, and then he's really like you said, talking to the crowd and everything. So then he says, "Is it all right if we do some old shit?" And then the Tale of Two Cities hits.
Oh.
GOMD, Wet Dreams, Nobody's Perfect. The biggest L I've taken. I try and get the best videos I can. I wasn't saving my videos from Snapchat at the time, and this is the only video where I'm like, this is the biggest L of my life.
Uh-huh.
So I was recording just a Tale of Two Cities on my regular camera, then I switched to Snapchat to get the last night we heard at the light, and then just the fucking just crowd just going nuts with that. And that is one that is lost on Snapchat that I'll never get
Oh.
back. Just that part specifically, because my camera it cuts right before that. I'm like, fuck. So That's one I still to this
Tragic.
day. But yeah, I mean, J. Cole, he was playing just fucking, and he's playing Nobody's Perfect. That was another crazy one that I didn't expect to get. What else did he play at the time? Planes. I was at Power Trip.
Oh, planes. That's interesting.
Yeah,
I
there were some
never
like
knew that.
random ones that were
Yeah.
just like perfect. I mean, for him to do. And then he brings out Boss and he brings out Dreamville with him as well. Boss and J. Cole at the time, look at the drop top, bitched up, the
Yeah,
Jackie
the
there.
Jackie.
So
Yeah.
that was another cool moment. And then no role models, nothing will ever top that. That has been my probably favorite moment of my life. Just seeing that live in that environment, rain pouring,
Uh-huh.
this crowd was just fucking, it was like the correct amount of nuts. Like everybody's jumping around, but not into each other, stuff like that. So
Yeah.
yeah, that's hands down my favorite moment.
Crazy. Another person I've not seen, so very jealous of that moment. That's another one where there's so many intangibles there that you cannot replicate. Like you see J. Cole again, bring out the special guest, the rain, you know, New York. He's got New York ties, being a St. John's guy. So all these different moments, like you're not gonna exactly get that again. So you got basically the perfect J. Cole
Yeah, like
experience. You got the perfect, ASAP Rocky experience. You got the perfect 50 Cent experience. You got so many great experiences. So crazy.
no, yeah, I mean, just crazy moments. Obviously, this was, I mean, it's so fun to do and just talk about, like relive some of these moments. Like a lot of these, you feel like you're back there talking about it. So,
Uh-huh.
this was crazy to do, fun to do. So, I hope you guys enjoyed our list and everything. But I think about wraps it up.
Yep. I'll end by saying, hopefully one day we start having these guests on. They can talk about their
Um,
moments. And hey, it may be one day we get the artists on and they'll be able to talk about their stories. So
yeah, they'll be
big
talking about
picture
us
one
in the
day,
crowd. Yeah,
one day, yeah. You're gonna have Pusha T on here. He's gonna be talking, oh, I was rapping to you. I remember
yeah.
that rap album of the year shirt. So
Nah.
one day, we'll see. But thank you guys for tuning in this week. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the past 2 weeks hearing us talk about all our concert moments. And we'll be back next week with another episode. So stay tuned to the Instagram at Second Avenue Pop. We're posting some of these concert clips, so you're not going to miss those. We'll see you guys next Monday. Have a great week. Peace.